This is gonna be a PG-13 video. I don't want family members watching this video, so if you're a family member, just don't watch this video, okay? Because it's gonna be a juicy Q&A. I don't want you knowing this information. I know I'm putting it out on the internet, but just leave now. If you just see us randomly posting on Instagram saying, oh, we're married, don't be surprised. I mean, it takes 9 months to grow a baby, so that's... Cool. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brielle and I am sick. I'm sick. This week's video was supposed to be a preschool video, so doing our preschool routine, sharing products with you guys, and just going through the motions. A lot of you guys requested that. I was really excited to do it. But between Grayson being really sick and me taking care of sick boys and now me being sick, it just wasn't working out. I wasn't going to shove a camera in my toddler's face while he is like coughing up a lung. Do you know what I mean? So here we are the day before my videos go live and we're doing a little Q&A. I posted an Instagram story at brielle.cherie asking for questions. I said nothing's off the table. Make them juicy, make it good, something you've always wondered. And yeah, you guys didn't hold back. So let's get to it. We're gonna answer some questions while I do some makeup. What would you tell someone scared of having kids, losing control of time, career, etc.? Well, for me, I always knew I wanted to be a young mom, so I wasn't ever scared of losing time because I think I also, when we got pregnant, I was very naive to the fact that kids do take up a lot of your time and it's so much harder to do very basic things like go to the store, for me, go to auditions because I'm an actress, to do all these things. I thought that it would be so much easier than it is, and it is really hard. It's really hard to get basic things done. And I made a TikTok the other day where the biggest bird just flew past my window. I made a TikTok the other day where I talked about how I truly don't know what I spent my time on before I had kids. Like, I'm just constantly 24/7 taking care of kids. My biggest tip is to wait. If you are concerned about why is there just a flock of birds flying around my window right now? If you are concerned about your free time and your career and wanting to travel before kids and all of that stuff, I would wait. I have absolutely loved being a young mom. I absolutely adore being able to stay home with my kids, and I feel really blessed that I get to do it. But there are things that I wish I would have done before I had kids, like traveling more and focusing on my career more. But this is so stupid, but had I not had my kids when I had them, they wouldn't be who they are, you know, because of sperm and everything. This is going to be a PG-13 video. Had I waited, it wouldn't be Grayson. I would just say, get your ducks in a row before you have kids if that is something you are worried about. But it is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I also highly suggest becoming a mom. Okay, we're getting juicy here. Is it hard to find sexy time? I have one baby girl and I find it nearly impossible. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Especially these first like 6 months where a baby is like sleeping in your room with you, which, to talk about the elephant in the bathroom, Riser is sleeping in the bathroom. If you know our story when it comes to the housing situation, we were supposed to move last year. That fell through, and now it's absolutely tragic. My son is sleeping in our bathroom, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and we were waking him up, he was waking us up. He's a very, very light sleeper, and so until he can sleep through the night, he's gonna be sleeping in the bathroom, and then we will move him in with Grayson. Anyways, just to talk about that, because I'm sure you saw the snoo in the bathroom, and you're like, sorry? But what I was trying to say is, with like the first 6 months when baby's sleeping in the room with you, like, you have to schedule time when you can. I said no holding back, but I also know that family members watch my videos, so want family members watching this video. So if you're a family member, just don't watch this video, okay? Because it's going to be a juicy Q&A. I don't want you knowing this information. I know I'm putting it out on the internet, but just leave now. Now that he's in the bathroom, it's much easier because at night we can just hang out and cuddle, you know? The first 6 months when he was in the room with us, it's just awkward. You don't want to do it then, you know? So, my biggest tip is, since you only have one, it's easier for you. But have your baby nap somewhere that's not in your room if you are still co-sharing a room. Daytime cuddles is fun. Why am I so awkward? I'm literally, if I knew family members couldn't see this, I wouldn't be so awkward with that answer. I would just be like, oh yeah, well, we do it here, there. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we had quite a few questions, which some of them were phrased a little passive-aggressive. What's going on with Taylor and I getting married? So, if you know me and you know my story, Taylor and I got engaged back in 2018. It's now 2022. The biggest thing is money. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever gotten married before, but weddings are expensive. Like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. And we personally wanted to spend our thousands of dollars to buy a house. It just made more sense to us at the time, like rather than kind of throwing away our money into renting our apartment, we decided we had the opportunity and we decided to buy this townhouse. With that being said, living is expensive. Children are expensive. We still just don't have the means to have a wedding, but we do want to elope. But again, that takes planning and that takes time. And I, as a working stay-at-home mom, feel like I'm drowning 90% of the time with work and mom guilt and taking care of my kids. So it's just something we haven't planned. If you just see us randomly posting on Instagram saying, oh, we're married, don't be surprised. I think that's probably how it's going to happen. To answer the question why we haven't, money. Because I make nothing on YouTube. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So hopefully in a different house. I'm honestly hoping in 5 years we don't live in Minnesota and that we have another kid. I don't want to get hate for this, but I do want a baby girl. I think our family would be complete if we had a baby girl. I'm not trying to put gender stereotypes on anything, if that's the correct term to use. My brain is also just so foggy. I'm into musical theater and fashion and stuff that typical boys are not into. And I've just always dreamed about having a little girl, and I absolutely love being a boy mom. There is just something so sweet about their connection and their love for their mama, because my boys are mama's boys. At least I think so. Taylor would probably disagree. Dreams change, and that's fine. Like, I always wanted to be an actress, and that's what I grew up doing, and that's what I'm trained in. But I think things evolve and things change, and I love acting and I miss acting, but I think YouTube and like social media is a great creative outlet for me. But yeah, hopefully I'm still doing YouTube. Hopefully maybe I can be doing some acting things, but for sure in 5 years I'd want a baby girl and to live someplace warm. How do you balance stay-at-home mom life and work life? Not well. I have a lot of days where I'm just super stressed and I feel so much guilt because I'm like, Grayson, I'm so sorry, mommy's got to get this done. Mommy, come play sand with me. Mommy, come do this. And I don't want to always have to tell him no, but I also need to think in my head that it's a luxury that I get to stay home with my kids and provide for them and work from home. Not a lot of people get to do that, and there's no shame if you have to put your kids into daycare, but I'm just happy that I don't have to spend my money on daycare. I'm happy that I get to spend that time with my kids. And I need to remember that in the moments where I'm feeling guilty for having to work, because deadlines are a thing. Yes, I get to make my own schedule 90% of the time, but I also work for companies and I work for brands where I have to meet deadlines. So what I want to start doing is having Mondays be mommy days where I don't work at all. I don't do emails. I don't have my phone on me. I just give Grayson all the attention that he needs. Obviously, Riser too. Grayson wants to have conversations and play, and Riser is just cute and smiles and is crawling around and getting into everything, but you know what I'm saying. And then Tuesdays, I'll edit my podcast because the podcast goes live on Thursdays. Wednesdays are normally my shoot days for YouTube, so that Thursdays and Fridays I can edit. Fridays I shoot all my TikTok content. Like, what I want to start doing is really implementing that Monday is Grayson's day with me. On the days when you have to work, my biggest tip is, if you're a working stay-at-home mom, is to like make some sort of fun activity that he normally or she normally doesn't get to do. Like, set up a sensory bin the night before, so you know, like, hey, in the morning I've got to get this done. So here's this fun bin, buddy. Okay, you play, you have fun, and then go get your work done. How do you decide what content creation jobs to take? I try to make sure that the products are something I know my followers would be interested in. So that is going to be a lot of like mommy companies or baby products, right? I take those on because A, it's a paycheck, B, I know my followers will resonate with it. But there are so many companies, you guys, that reach out to me that do offer me a good amount of money, but it just doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit my brand. And I'm like, yeah, I'm desperate for money. I would love to be able to get more money doing this, but I'm not going to lose your guys' trust in the process, if that makes sense. It's funny because I actually asked over on Instagram like what companies you would never want to try because it's so oversaturated with people promoting them. And a few of you guys actually said Tula, which I have been organically sharing Tula products for years now. And it's a company that I actually love and was ecstatic to work with. And I understand why you would be timid to use them because everybody talks about them, but they're actually really, really good products. So if there's a company that reaches out to me that I've used them forever, like that's a dream. So that's how I choose companies to work with. I want it to be something that would resonate with my audience, and I also want to make sure that I'm getting my money's worth. Like if they don't have a budget for it, and I'm not getting like an insane product that I've been wanting for a really, really long time, I'm not going to take the offer because I could be working with a different company that's going to pay my rates, if that makes sense. How do you deal with rude people on social media, especially if they attack your kids? Thankfully, I, knock on wood, haven't had anyone come for my kids or attack my kids. I did have, if you listen to my podcast, the Blonde Roast podcast, some Karen post in a social media group that was something like, what the F is that baby name or something like that. And she was talking about Riser's name. I know it's a unique name. I know that there aren't a lot of Risers out in the world. That wasn't personally about him, but it was about his name. You should take it with a grain of salt. You know that people are struggling in life, right? And so sometimes it makes them feel better to bring other people down, which I don't understand that in the slightest. I think cyberbullying is the most like cowardly thing. Thankfully, oh, that's a lot of blush. Okay, she's sun-kissed today apparently. I haven't had anyone come for my kids. I've had people like make comments about me personally, and you just gotta shrug it off. It comes with the territory. I can't even imagine like people with an actual big following, the type of stuff that they see in their DMs, because there are so many messages judging me as a mother and like my choices that I just delete. How's postpartum been the second time around? Thank you for asking. Actually, 100% better than what it was with Grayson. So with Grayson, I had postpartum depression. But for me, it was more like Energizer Bunny. Like I was go, 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 couldn't ever like mentally shut down. So manic, you could say. I hate that word. What I'm really kind of thinking that it was is so much pressure on myself to breastfeed and lack of sleep. I wasn't sleeping at all. I'd maybe get an hour or two a night for like 5 days straight. And then that's when I started becoming manic. And then I also put so much pressure on myself to breastfeed. Like I was so disappointed in myself that it was painful and that I couldn't produce and I couldn't go through the get through the pain. But this time, thankfully, breastfeeding came naturally to Riser. Riser's now only waking up 1 time a night, which is phenomenal for us. It's game changing. Yes, we're sick right now, so he'll obviously wake up more when he's sick. The only thing I really dealt with this time around that I didn't have last time was postpartum hair loss. But she's coming in. I don't know if you can see my little baby hairs. But the hair's coming in. I'm still losing some, but not too bad. If you had postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety or anything like that, don't let that scare you from having another kid, because I was really, really, really scared and timid about having another kid because I didn't want to go through that again. But as long as you take the right like precautions, hopefully you figure something out that works for you. So there's a lot of questions about like trying to conceive and tips for not letting it like affect your mental health. I personally, I don't have a ton of tips for that. We were always just kind of in the mindset of if it happens, it happens. We're kind of just being not safe. It's such a hard topic because I know so many people struggle with infertility and have tried to conceive for such a long period of time, and we are very blessed that with both boys, we did become pregnant within a few months. It's so hard because I just haven't been there. Do you know what I mean? Like I can only put myself in your shoes and know how heartbreaking that is to so badly want a baby and to be anxious about it and to let it affect your mental health, because I have had times where I've taken a pregnancy test thinking that I was pregnant and hoping that I was pregnant, and to see that negative line is just so soul crushing. All I can say is that I'm praying for you, and I hope that it happens for you very, very soon. That's all I can say. I don't know, it's such a hard topic to talk about, and I'm sorry you're going through that. How long did it take you to monetize YouTube/Instagram? So I barely make anything off of Instagram. The only money I make off of Instagram is reposting my TikToks as Reels. So that may be annoying to some people that I post the same content on 2 platforms, and it's annoying to me. I personally don't have time to create just Reel videos and just TikTok videos. But Instagram, if you are offered the bonus, which is like for creators, I don't know if there's like a minimum amount of followers you have to get this. I don't even know how they offered it to me, but they've offered it to me month after month. I don't know why there's such a stigma about talking about how much you make. It's just like awkward, but on Reels in itself, I've made a couple $1,000s just by reposting my TikToks, and it takes like this much time out of my day. So yeah, that's why I repost Reels all the time. But other than that, I don't really do any sponsored stuff on Instagram, kind of because Instagram's dead. TikTok is like the new thing. So companies aren't really wanting to promote on Instagram as much as they used to, and I also don't have a huge following. I have 10,000 followers on Instagram versus 60,000 on TikTok. So I do more sponsored stuff on YouTube and TikTok. When it comes to YouTube, I made YouTube videos almost every week for a year and a half, and then became monetized. It was a really, really long time, and I still only make a couple $100s a month off of monetization. So YouTube, the only like real money you make, at least when you're a micro influencer or a small creator like me, the only money you're really gonna make is sponsored videos. So like when I talk about a product. But do it. Go for it. I'm very, very happy that I made that leap and I made that jump, because it has changed my life. I get to stay home with my boys now. Girl names that I love. I only have 2, and I'm gonna save those. Sorry. I don't know why I even brought that up. Just to tease you, I guess. But yeah, there's 2. I'll give you a clue. They start with a P and a Z. I don't know if I want to say that. I'm going to say it. Whatever. Who knows if I'll even be able to use them. I like this question. Favorite things about the boys. My favorite thing about Riser is his eyes. He has so much love in his eyes. Like, I have never been able to look at someone and just see so much happiness and love. Like, I don't know what it is. That boy's eyes, like, they're just next level. Like, I think about his eyes and I just start tearing up. Like, maybe it's a you had to be here in person thing, but oh, he just has so much love in his eyes. You just look at him and yeah. Well, that'll help if I ever need to cry on camera for acting. Just think about Riser's eyes. And Grayson is a comedian. That's my favorite thing about him, is he is funny and he knows it. Like the other week, if you missed this video, he said to me, "I'm in pain." And I said, "Why are you in pain, buddy? Are you okay?" And he goes, "Because you're talking." I'm sorry? Like, how can you be mad at that? That's funny. Like, where does that come from? He's 3. And then the last question, which I got quite a few times, is questions about baby number 3. When we're getting pregnant again, when we want to get pregnant again, if we want another baby. The answer is yes. I already let you guys know that in 5 years I want to have another kid. I know I joke on social media all the time about like Irish twins and wanting to have another baby now. And maybe if we had the financial means, we would. Well, we need to get married first, but I'm baby crazy. I love babies. My like favorite stage is the newborn stage. I mean, yes, Grayson is so much fun now that he can interact with me and I can like play with him. But I just love the baby snuggles, the baby cuddles, like getting to see all of their firsts, you know what I mean? Like Riser crawling for the first time or saying dada for the first time, or still doesn't say mama, but it's fine. Like, that's just such a fun stage, watching them like develop and grow right before your eyes, which obviously they continue to do that once they're a toddler. Point being, if we had the financial means, I would want to have another baby now, but we're also just sleeping through the night now, barely. I mean, it takes 9 months to grow a baby, so I go back and forth a lot when I want to have baby number 3. Okay, so if I'm doing the math correctly, Riser turns 1 August of this year, and which is so sad, and then he turns 2 August 2023. So that would be when I would want to start trying again, because I absolutely love the age gap between Grayson and Riser. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was semi-interesting. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every Saturday. I'm fingers freaking crossed we feel better by next week so I can get you guys that preschool video. Subscribe to my podcast at Blonde Rose Podcast. We have new episodes every Thursday. I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.